Hello everyone. I hope all are doing good at your homes. Welcome to Viswodaya Technical Academy. In this session, I am going to discuss about Unit 5 of Data Structure. Unit 5 of Data Structure. In this, we take a look about file organization. File organization. Unit 5, file organization. First, introduction to file organization. Before going to file organization, briefly I will explain data processing in computer system, how the data can be processed. Briefly I will explain data processing in computer system. Data processing from a computer perspective, it relates to storage of data, organization of data, access of data. I repeat, data processing from a computer perspective, it relates to number one, storage of data, organization of data, and third one, access of data. So data is going to be organized in computer system in the form of storage and organization and access of data. These will build on your knowledge of data structure. What is data structure? I hope all you know about data structure. Data structure is a structural representation of data items. Data structure is a structural representation of data items in primary memory in primary memory to do storage and retrieval operations efficiently. I repeat, data structure is a structural representation of data items in primary memory to do storage and retrieval operations efficiently. That is, data structure deals with the data in main memory or primary memory. What is main memory? It is also called as RAM, random access memory. It is also called as primary memory. At the time of executions, all the instructions must be reside in main memory only. So the data structure deals with the data in which memory? Main memory. Already we know different data structures like arrays, stacks, queues, linked lists, trees, graphs. So data structure dealing the data in main memory only. Whereas file organization, whereas file organization deals with the data in secondary memory. In secondary memory. Secondary memory is also called as auxiliary memory. Is also called as auxiliary memory. That is, file organization or file structure is representation of data is representation of data in secondary memory in secondary memory in such a way that minimize the access time and storage space and storage space. So data structure deals with the data in main memory. File organization deals with the data in secondary memory. So first take a look about what is file. What is file? File is an object. File is an object. File is an object on computer system that stores data or information in the form of records. In the form of records. So file is an object on a computer that stores data or information in the form of records. So file is a collection of records. File is a collection of records. which contains data about individual entities. So what is record? A record may be decomposed into more units called as a fields or attributes. Fields or attributes. So file is an object. File is an object and it is a collection of records. Let us consider one file. It is called employee file. Let us observe this employee file. Here this employee file consists of several fields like employee number, employee name, department, designation, salary. These fields are also called as attributes. So employee number is one field, employee name is one field, department is one field, designation is one field, salary is one field. Here, this employee file consists of three records. First record is 0189, second record is 0067, the third record is 0367. Here, each row is representing one record. Here, each row is representing one record. This is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row. So, here, this is the first row. This first row contains some data, second row contains some other data, third row contains some other data. Here, each row can be identified by using a one key which is called as primary key, which is called as a primary key. Primary key in the sense which is uniquely distinguished one, which is uniquely distinguished one, uniquely distinguishes a record. Here, this employee number is a primary key. Here, why employee number can be considered as a primary key? Here, one number can be allotted to only one employee. That means the same number cannot be allotted to any other employee. Let us consider another file like student file. In student file, the fields or attributes are student number, student name, class, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, total, grade. So among all those fields, student name may be repeated, marks may be repetitive one, but student number is not repeated one because each student can be allotted with the one number. That number cannot be allotted to any other student. Here student number can be considered as a primary key. So here let us come to the employee file. Here employee number is a primary key. The remaining all other fields can be considered as a secondary keys. Secondary keys. So primary key is employee number, secondary keys are department, designation, all other fields. So here, whenever you are representing any information in file, which can be represented in the form of records only, in the form of records only. Each record is uniquely identify one, uniquely identify one. So to process any file in an efficient way, it must be organized into three ways. To process any file in an efficient way, it must be organized in three ways. First one is sequential file organization. Sequential file organization. Next, number two, direct file organization. Direct file organization. Third one, indexed sequential file organization. So, to process any file in an efficient way, it must be organized in three ways. First one is sequential file organization. Second one is direct file organization. Third one is indexed sequential file organization. The basic differences between these file organizations are in sequential file organization, here the access of records or sequence are in sequence. So sequence in the sense whatever the order you specified based on that predefined order only it can be possible to access one by one. First it is going to access first record, next it is going to access second record, then third and so on n. So the second kind of organization is the direct file organization. Here, which is going to be access the records in the form of random. Randomly, it can be accessed. That means here it is going to be locate a single record directly. Single record directly. Next, third one is indexed sequential file. Index sequential file. Here it refers to access in both sequential and direct methods. Okay, later we'll come to all these in detail. So first one is sequential file organization. Storing and sorting in continuous blocks within a files on tape or disk is called as a sequential access file organization. Generally, in olden days, the sequential file organization uses tapes as a storage media. Tapes as a storage media. Here, tape or maybe the disk can be considered as a secondary storage devices. Secondary storage device. That means file organization is going to be in which memory is going to be relates to which memory? Secondary memory. So tape is a secondary memory. Disk is also a secondary memory. So in sequential access file organization, all records are stored in sequential order. Here all records are stored in sequential order. So that means the records are arranged either in ascending order or maybe descending order. Either ascending or maybe descending. So in sequential file organization, always search starts from the beginning. Search start from the beginning of the file, and the records can be added at the end of the file only. So in sequential file organization, search starts from the beginning and the records can be added at the end of the file only. In sequential file organization, it is not possible to add a record in the middle of the file without rewriting the file. So I repeat, in sequential file organization, all the records are stored in sequential order. Either maybe it is in ascending order or descending order. In sequential file organization, file search starts from the beginning and the records can be added at the end of the file only. It is not possible to add the records in the middle of the file. Middle of the file. Let us consider the one elements are in the form of one file. That is here 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And if you want to add anything in this, definitely you need to add the records after this n only. It is not possible to add any record in between 1 to n. In between 1 to n. So after n only it is possible to add. Generally, array is a best example of sequential organized information. Sequential organized information. So to access the data of an array in sequential format, the basic methods are, first one is sequential search, binary search, interpolation search. So here first one is the to access the data of an array in sequential format. The basic methods are, first one is sequential search, next one is binary search, third one is interpolation search. So what is search? I hope all you know about searching. We already discussed in second unit, searching. Yes or no? Searching refers to the process of checking whether a given element is present in the list of elements or not. I repeat, search refers to the process of checking whether a given element is present in the list of elements or not. So first one is sequential search. For detailed explanation, go through the material. So already we discussed in the classroom the sequential search. It is also called as linear search. Sequential search also called as linear search. In this technique, what we are doing, compare the key element with each element of the array. Each element of the array. If you found the element at any position, then you are going to be specify the element is found in this position. Yes or no? The next kind of other search is the binary search. So binary search is the another kind of searching technique that takes very less time complexity. Already we discussed in the classroom. So whenever we are using this binary search, here it can be applied only on the array elements which is available in sorted order. In sorted order. Whereas in sequential search, it need not to be sorted order. But whereas in binary search, always the elements must be in sorted order. What is the technique in this binary search? In binary search technique, first what we are going to compute? We are going to compute what is the middle element. The middle element is going to be compute in the formula based on low plus high divided by 2. What is the low? Low refers to the first index and high refers to the last index of the array. Yes or no? So we are going to be first check what is the first index and what is the last index. We are going to be combined both two and divided by 2. Then we are going to finding out the middle element. Based on the middle element, we are going to compare with the key. Key equal to, if it is equal to middle element, or key is less than middle element, key is greater than middle element, in that way. And the next other kind of searching technique is interpolation search. Interpolation search. In interpolation search, here it is another kind of searching technique. It can be used only when the list of elements is ordered and uniformly distributed. Is ordered and uniformly distributed. These are the three searching techniques. So what are the key observations of those three searching techniques? In sequential search, it is preferably when data is stored in primary memory and need to be handled limited amount of data. But whereas binary search is preferable when data is in stored in primary memory and it must be available in sorted order. And third one is, observe this, interpolation search, which is preferable when data is stored in auxiliary memory. There is a difference. Sequential search is preferable when data is stored in primary memory. Binary search also preferable when data is also stored in primary memory. But whereas interpolation search is preferable when data is stored in auxiliary memory. So due to some additional calculations, it must be available in sorted order and uniformly distributed. So sequential search and binary search is going to be used in primary memory, but whereas interpolation search is going to be used in the auxiliary memory. So in sequential search as well as binary search as well as interpolation search, we are going to follow one kind of specifications. But in previous those such methods, all the records in the file would be accessed equally often. To improve the retrieval performance, for a sequential search, by organizing the file, consider the frequency of access for the records and place them at the beginning of the file. So in previous searching technique, in linear search, we are going to be search each element. In binary search, we are going to finding out the middle element based on that one, key equal to middle or key less than middle, key greater than middle. But interpolation search, we are going to follow that in different approaches. But to improve there, it may be somewhat difficult to search all the elements in each and every time. To improve the retrieval performance, we are going to use the other kind of specification that is called as a self-organizing sequential search. Here, in self-organizing sequential search, it modifies the order of the elements in array for the purpose of moving the most frequently retrieved records to the beginning of the file. So here, whenever you want to access some data in the array, simply you are moving to the front that data. So here it is moving into the beginning of the file to improve the performance of the sequential search. So to improve the retrieval performance, we are going to use the another kind of sequential search that is called as a self-organizing sequential search. So here this self-organizing sequential search is going to be performed with different methods. One is the move to front, next one is transpose, next one is count. First one is move to front, next one is transpose, next one is the count. So there are different methods to perform self-organizing sequential search. One is the move to front, transpose, count. First one is move to front method. Move to front method. So in this method, when the particular record is located, it is moved to the front position of the file. It is moved to the front position of the file. So first we'll go through the example, then we'll come back to this. So let us take this list. Here there are different nodes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 nodes here. If you want to search 4, you want to search the 4, simply the 4 has to be moved to the beginning of the file, the beginning of the list, beginning of the list. So here simply 4 can be removed from this place, it can be moved to the beginning of the list. Then automatically the list can be rearranged in the form of 4. Why 4 can move to here? In this move to front search method, whatever the element you are going to be search, that can be simply moved to the front place. So here 4, then again 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Why not 4 here? 4 already moved to the front place. So in this method, when the particular record is located, it is moved to the front position of the file. Front position of the file. And all the intervening records are moved back one position. Intervening records in the sense, those records which are not used for the searching, that can move to the back position. So it does handle locality of the access. That means a record that has recently been accessed. Recently been accessed. In our example, what is the recently been accessed? The 4 is the recently been accessed. It is more likely to be accessed again in near future. There is a chance of access of the same record again. So it is has to move to the beginning of the file. So this process is essentially same as the LRU, least recently used paging algorithm used in the operating system. So move to front method, here whenever you want to search any record, a particular record, it is moved to the front position of the file. So already we gone through this example, so we'll go with the other example also. So let us take the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to search this 4, again I taken a 4. So what I have to do? Simply move this 4 to the beginning. So here this 4 can be simply moved to the beginning of the file. Again remaining records as usual 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And let's take another example 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. This is another input list. If I want to search 2, what I have to do? Simply move this 2 to the beginning of the file. So 2 can be moved to this beginning, then 4, 1, 3, 5, 6. So finally move to front. What it is doing? Whatever the element you are going to search, that simply can move to the first place. The next one, transpose method. Second method is the transpose method. Here simply it is interchanges. It interchanges with its immediate predecessor. It is going to interchanges here, the particular search record interchanges with its immediate predecessor unless it is in the first position. If first we'll go to the example, then we'll come back to this. So let us consider again 4 is the searching element. So if you want to search 4, simply the 4 has to be interchanged with the predecessor. What is the predecessor of this 4? Predecessor of this 4 is 3 only. Simply interchange 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So here 4 can be comes to this place, 3 can be comes to this place. So why? Because 3 is the predecessor of 4 only. So let us comes to this 1 as usual, 2 as usual, 3 and 4 interchange. So 4 comes to here and 3 comes to here. Then 5 as usual, 6 as usual. Suppose if I want to search 1, here 1 is the first element. So here no need to interchange, because here it don't have any predecessor, don't have any predecessor. So here in transport method, the particular search record interchanges with its immediate predecessor value. So here it is the example 4 is going to interchange with the 3. Let's go with another example. Let us take input list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here again I want to search the 4. What is the predecessor value? 3. Simply I am interchanging this. So after making interchange 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. Again go to the another example. 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. If I want to search 5, then 5 has to be check with, is there a predecessor? Yes, it is having predecessor. What is the predecessor? 3. Simply I am interchanging 3 and 5. Again the output list is this. So simply you are going to swap it's with predecessor. If no predecessor, if I want to search 1, if no predecessor, then simply leave it. So it is the method of transpose method. The first method is what? Move to front method. Second method is transpose method. And third one is count method. Third one is count method. Here in this count method, in this count technique, the number of times each node was searched for is counted. So here each element is going to maintain it one counter. If you are searching one element frequently, simply it is going to be increment the counter. Increment the counter. So every node keeps a separate counter variable. Separate counter variable which is incremented every time it is called. If I am searching for, the counter is incremented to one position. If again I am searching for, again counter is incremented to one more position, that is 2. So in this way. So first we will go to the example, then come back. So let us take this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as usual. So here this is the counter. This is the counter. This is the counter. This is the counter. Counter. Here 1 is searched for 50 number of times. 2 is searched for 40 number of times. 3 is searched for 30 number of times. 4 is searched for 30 number of times. 5 is searched for 2 times. 6 for 0 times. So here each element is going to maintain its own counter. Here all the elements will be arranged in the form of decreasing order. In the form of decreasing order of its counter. Decreasing order of its counter. Here counter is 50. Then counter is 40. Next counter is 30. Next again 30, 2, 0. So in the form of decreasing. The highest counter value will place in the beginning of the file. The next one. The least counter is going to place in the ending of the file. Suppose if I want to search for, if I want to search for, so here 4 counter value is what? 30. 4 counter value is 30, already 30. Now I am searching for, that means the counter value will incremented to one position, then that is going to be incremented to 31. It is going to be incremented to 31. Then it is going to be checked with the counter values in the form of decreasing order. So here it is 50, it is 40, 3 is 30, 4 it becomes 30 plus 1, that is 31. So it needs to be rearranged into this place. Why? Because so 31 is greater than 30. 31 is greater than 30. So let us observe this. 50 as usual, 150, 2, 40, but 4, 31 comes to here, 3, 30 goes to here, 5, 2, next one is 6, 0. So here it is going to be move the elements based on its counter value only. All the elements can be arranged in decreasing order of its counter value. Counter value will be incremented whenever any element search. If any element search, then automatically its counter will be incremented by one position. So in this technique, the number of times each node was searched for is counted. Every node keeps a separate counter variable which is incremented every time it is called. So here the nodes are then rearranged according to the decreasing count. Already we shown the decreasing count. So the nodes of the highest count, nodes of the highest count, that is highest count in the sense here it is thinking that the which is having the highest counter value may be the most frequently accessed. Most frequently accessed. That means more number of times it is going to be accessed or kept at the head of the list. Head of the list. So in our example, 50 can be 1 is accessed for how many number of times? 50 times. That means it is most number of times accessed. 2 is accessed for 40 times. That is all. So here the primary advantage of this technique is that it generally is more realistic in representing the actual access pattern. However, there is an added memory requirement. However, there is an added memory requirement. Why? What is this added memory requirement? Each element is having its separate counter variable. The counter variable is going to occupy the some amount of memory. So that is maintain a counter variable for each node in the list. So these are the three methods used in this sequential access. So feel free to contact your faculty for any doubts and clarification. Stay home and safe home. Thank you all.